Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the class. I am Mahesh Prahlad Srirame, a pharmacy student. I am here to elaborate the topic of drugs acting on uterus. As we all know, the uterus as an female organ for the parturition. The uterus, also known as the womb, is a female reproductive organ that is responsible for many functions in the process of implantation, gestation, menstruation, and labor. The uterus is a thick walled muscular structure that lies in the midline of the abdominal pelvic cavity. It contains three layers: the endometrium, inner layer, myometrium, the middle layer, and the perimetrium, the outermost layer. The endometrium thickness and structure vary based on hormonal stimulations. The uterus has four parts: the fundus, corpus ischimus, and cervix. The corpus is the largest segment and connects to the cervix via the ischimus. The cervix connects the uterine body to the vaginal lumen. The uterus sits posterior to the bladder and anterior to the rectum. The uterus is innervated sympathetically and parasympathetically through the hypogastric nerve and pelvic, respectively. Then, functions of uterus. The uterus carries out many functions. First, implantation site of the blastocyte. Next, provides protection and support for the fetus to grow. The last one, site of menstruation. Introduction. Here, drugs acting on uterus are uterine stimulants and uterine relaxants. Stimulants. Stimulants are those which promotes the action of specific drugs, and whereas relaxants are those which reduce the tension from the membrane. Next point. And these drugs directly can affect endometrium and myometrium. Here, endometrium is the internal lining of the uterus, and whereas myometrium is the outer lining of the uterine wall. Third point, important drugs affecting endometrium and myometrium are estrogen and progesterone. Here, estrogen and progesterone both are gonadotropins. Estrogen, it develops sexual characters in the female, their enlargement and more. Progesterone, it regulates the ovulation in the female. Myometrium, myometrium receives both sympathetic and parasympathetic innervations. So, autonomic drugs can affect motility. Here, sympathetic innervations relates to the fight or flight responses, and parasympathetic innervations relates to the glandular secretions. Hence, it results to the motility of the autonomic drugs. Last point, drugs affecting directly and indirectly affect the normal and gestational status of the uterus. In this slide, we are here to understand about the classification of drugs acting on uterus. It is mainly classified into two groups. First, uterine stimulants, and another is uterine relaxants. In uterine stimulants, there are three types of drugs as shown below. Posterior pituitary hormones. It means these hormones are originated from posterior pituitary gland and it includes oxytocin and des-aminooxytocin. Here, oxytocin is also called as birth hormone, which regulates childbirth, lactation, and etc. in the females. And next, second type is ergot alkaloids, which includes ergometrin and methyl ergometrin. And third and last one is prostaglandins, including PGE2. Prostaglandin E2 is principal mediator for inflammation. Next one is PGE2 alpha and mesoproto. The next type of drugs acting on uterus is uterine relaxant, which reduces the tension on the uterus after the birth of the child, which further is type called adrenergic and agonist. It includes ritodrine, isosuprin, salbutamol, terbutaline. Now, the first type of drugs acting on uterus is the uterine stimulants. Here we will describe it in brief. Uterine stimulants are those which increases the uterine contraction during delivery or various stages of labor pains, that is at the time of gestation. Various uses of uterine stimulants are as follows. First, it is used in the abortion process, that is to avoid the unusual childbirth. Next, and it is also used to minimize the postpartum hemorrhage, PPT. That is, PPT is a terminology which means an excess bleeding from the cervix during the pasteurization argument of abnormal labor. Last, it also helps in the preventing the early rupture of the membrane. Now, oxytocin. It is also called the birth hormone, and here the exact meaning of oxytocin is quick birth. When we break oxytocin, we get two words, oxys and tokos, which actually means quick and childbirth respectively. Next, it is non-peptide hormone derived from paraventricular nucleus or hypothalamus and released from posterior pituitary gland along with ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, and the structure of oxytocin is as shown below. Next, here it is in mechanism of action in this flow chart. As shown, the hypothalamus is the regulatory site of the pituitary gland, which stimulates the post pituitary gland, which is already a master gland, which stores and releases its own hormones, such that oxytocin is also released from the pituitary gland. The oxytocin further increases the uterine contraction during labors. Increase in the uterine contraction results in the refluxes originating during the birth, and as in another path, oxytocin release results in the contraction of myoepithelial cells of mammary glands, which in front resulting into the milk ejection. Hence, it also helps in the milk ejection process, that is lactation. Now, factors controlling oxytocin release. Here we are going to know about the factors which affect the release of oxytocin while the process of action. First, it acts through IP3 or DAG system and increase the reflux of calcium ion release, which causes contraction. Next, it also causes depolarization of the uterine membrane. Next point, it also increases the PG synthesis and release by endometrium, which causes contraction of the uterine wall. And here all the above actions together causes uterine contraction. Next, now here is the action of the oxytocin on the breast. Breast is nothing but the mammary gland, which is female's secondary sexual character. Now, basal tone of uterus is also increased at high dose. At low dose, there is relaxation in between the contraction and relaxation. Increased in uterus contraction is due to high electric activity of myometrium. Now, the effects on the cardiovascular system. It weakens the vasoconstrictor and it is insignificant rise in the blood pressure. Next, GIT, that is gastrointestinal tract. Here at high dose there is increase in the GIT peristalsis, that is gastrointestinal peristalsis. Next, the therapeutic uses. First of all, it regulates or manages the third stage of pregnancy. Next, to control and prevent postpartum hemorrhage. Last, to ensure normal ovulation in the females. Now, the another class of drugs acting on uterus, that is uterine relaxants, which induces reduction in the tension produced on the uterine wall. Here it decreases the uterine motility, that is relaxes the uterus. The uses of uterine relaxants are as follows. First, it is also used to delay labor. Next, it also arrests the threatened abortion. Last, it is used to treat dysmenorrhea. In this slide, classification of the relaxants are shown as follows. These are classified into two classes. First, that is selective beta adrenoreceptor agonists. It includes the 5 types of drugs and these are as follows. First, retodine. Second, salbutamol. Third, terbutaline. Fourth, orciprolene. Fifth, isoxaprine. And the next class is calcium channel blocker. In this class, various drugs including are verapamil, nifedipine. Now, retrodrine. Retrodrine is tocolytic drug used to stop premature labors. It produces fewer cardiovascular reactions. It relaxes the uterus and delays the onset of labor. If it is administered as an IV drip at a 50 mcg per minute. Now, mechanism of action. As here, the mechanism of action is described in the form of flowchart. First of all, it acts on beta adrenoreceptor as agonist, which activates adenyl cyclase, which further inhibits conversion of ATP to cyclic AMP, further inhibits cyclic AMP dependent proteins, resulting into inhibition of calcium ion reflex, and further resulting into the uterine muscle relaxation, that is tocolytic action. Therapeutic uses. Here it helps in the uterine relaxants. Now, adverse effects of uterus. First, hypotension. Next, bradycardia, arrhythmia, pulmonary edema, hyperkalemia, and last, hyperglycemia.